Hey everyone, welcome to the Build Your English podcast, helping you speak with confidence when it matters. I'm Sarah, and today we're talking about something you can't buy online, even though the internet will definitely try to sell it to you: your inner compass.
And I'm Daniel. And yes, your inner compass is that quiet part of you that actually knows what you want. Until you open your phone, and suddenly you want to change your whole life in 9 minutes.
Exactly. You go in to check the weather and you come out thinking, maybe I should move to a new city, start a new career, and become the kind of person who owns a fancy water bottle.
The expensive water bottle is always the final stage. It's like, if I buy this bottle, I will finally have my life together.
And then you buy it, use it twice, and it becomes a very hydrated decoration.
So today we're talking about that feeling when you're not sure what you want anymore. Because there's so much noise around you. Advice, opinions, trends, pressure, other people's expectations.
And it's weird because it can happen even with small decisions. Like, what should I eat becomes a full identity crisis.
Am I a salad person now? Should I be a salad person?
What does my inner compass say about pasta?
And then you open a video and someone says, if you eat pasta, you are ruining your future. And you're like, okay, so I'll just drink water.
From the expensive bottle.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start with a real situation. Because this topic can sound philosophical, and we're not doing that. We're doing real life.
Yes, real life compass problems.
Here's mine. I had a free evening, no plans, and I thought, great, I'll do something I actually want. And then I couldn't decide what I wanted.
That is so common. The freedom becomes pressure.
Exactly. I sat there and I thought, I could read, I could watch a show, I could go for a walk, I could call a friend. And instead of picking something, I did the worst option. I scrolled.
The classic. You choose option 5, the phone.
And then I didn't relax. I just consumed random stuff. And when I finally put the phone down, I felt tired and slightly annoyed. And I thought, wait, I had time. Why do I feel worse?
That's the moment where you realize you're not listening to yourself. You're listening to the world.
Yes, and it's not always social media. Sometimes it's people around you. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's your workplace. Sometimes it's just your own fear.
Fear is loud. Fear sounds like logic too. That's the scary part.
Totally. Fear speaks in confident sentences like, don't do that, it's risky. Or, pick the safe option. Or, what if you regret it?
And your inner compass is quiet. It's not dramatic. It's usually just a small feeling.
Like a tiny yes or no.
Exactly. A calm yes, a heavy no. But you have to be quiet enough to notice it.
Okay, I want to ask you something. When people say follow your heart, do you find that helpful or annoying?
Both. It sounds nice, but it's also vague. Like, my heart is not a GPS. My heart is sometimes confused. My heart wants snacks.
Your heart is hungry.
Exactly. So when people say, follow your heart, I'm like, okay, but how? Because real decisions don't come with a sign. You don't get a notification saying, this is the right choice.
And sometimes your heart wants something that's good, but scary.
Yes, and that's when the noise gets louder. Other people's voices, your own doubts, the internet telling you you're behind.
So maybe we should define inner compass in a simple way. Not a magical way, just a useful way.
Okay, for me, inner compass is the part of you that knows your values. Like what matters to you. Not what looks good, not what impresses people.
I like that. And I'd add, it's the part of you that notices how you feel after a choice. Like, do you feel lighter or do you feel tight?
Yes, like relief versus tension.
Exactly. Okay, mini checkpoint. If we had to say it in one sentence, your inner compass is the quiet sense of, this feels right for me, even if it's not perfect.
That's good. And it doesn't mean it's easy. It just means it matches you.
So let's talk about why it's hard to hear it. Because if it was easy, we wouldn't need this episode.
The main reason is noise. And noise comes in different forms. One is social noise. People telling you what you should do.
Another is comparison. Watching other people's lives and thinking, I should be like that.
And another is speed. We're always rushing. And when you rush, you don't check in with yourself.
That's so true. You just react.
Exactly. You respond to messages, you do tasks, you survive the day. Then you look up and you're like, wait, am I going where I want to go?
And that's when you need a compass.
Okay, I have a story. And it's embarrassing, but it fits.
Please, I love embarrassing stories.
I once bought running shoes because I watched a video of someone running at sunrise on the beach. And I thought, that's me now.
That is so relatable.
The video had calm music. The person looked peaceful. And my brain went, if I buy these shoes, I will become that person.
That's the fantasy life purchase.
Exactly. I bought the shoes. I wore them twice. And then I realized something important. I don't want to run at sunrise. I want to sleep. My inner compass was saying, sleep. And I ignored it because a video had good lighting.
The internet and its perfect lighting is dangerous.
It really is. And that's the lesson. Sometimes we confuse inspiration with direction.
That's a strong line. Inspiration versus direction.
Because inspiration is a spark. Direction is a steady thing. Inspiration can come from someone else. Direction has to come from you.
And your inner compass is about direction.
Exactly.
Okay, let's bring this to a more serious choice. Not shoes. Something real, like work.
Yes, work is a big one. Because work choices come with money, identity, pressure, and other people's opinions.
Have you ever had that feeling where you were doing something right on paper, but it didn't feel right inside?
Yes, and it's confusing because you feel guilty. You're like, I should be happy. This is a good job, good salary, good title. But inside, you're tired in a deeper way.
That's exactly it. It's a special kind of tired. Like your body is fine, but your mind is heavy.
And then people say, be grateful. Which is not wrong, but it doesn't solve the problem.
It can even make you more confused because you think, if I'm not happy, maybe I'm broken.
You're not broken. You just have a mismatch. Your life and your values are not aligned.
Aligned is a good word. Like things are not pointing in the same direction.
Yes, it's like your compass needle is shaking.
Okay, wait, this is going to sound weird, but imagine your inner compass is like a GPS.
Oh no, I love it. Let's do it.
Your GPS has a voice. It says, turn left, and you ignore it. Then it says, turn left, and you ignore it again.
And then it says, recalculate.
Yes, recalculating. And that's you when you keep ignoring what you want. You start feeling lost and you don't know why.
And sometimes the GPS gets passive-aggressive. Like, okay, if you want to go that way, fine.
Good luck.
Exactly. So the problem isn't that you don't have a compass. The problem is you don't trust it, or you don't hear it.
Okay, so how do you hear it?
First, you have to reduce noise. Not forever, but enough to listen. That can mean taking a walk without your phone, or sitting for 5 minutes without input.
That sounds simple, but it's hard.
It is, because silence is uncomfortable. In silence, your brain starts talking.
And sometimes your brain says things you've been avoiding.
Exactly. But that's also where the compass is.
Second thing, you have to ask yourself better questions.
Yes, because what should I do is too big. Better questions are like, what do I want more of? What do I want less of? What drains me? What gives me energy?
Those are very practical questions.
And you can answer them without having a perfect plan.
Okay, mini checkpoint. If you feel lost, don't ask, what's the perfect choice? Ask, what feels more like me?
That's good. More like me. Because you're not trying to win life. You're trying to live your life.
Exactly. And the internet makes it feel like life is a competition.
The internet turns everything into a scoreboard. Productivity, fitness, relationships, even hobbies.
Yes, even hobbies. Suddenly, your hobby needs goals and a schedule and a best method.
I'm relaxing, efficiently.
I'm having fun, but with a system.
That's when your inner compass is like, please stop.
Okay, can we do a quick real life versus noise moment? Like what noise sounds like?
Sure, noise sounds like, you should be doing more. You're behind. Other people are better.
And noise also sounds like, pick the safest option. Don't disappoint anyone. Don't make a mistake.
And your inner compass sounds like, I want calm. I want meaning. I want space. even if you can't explain it.
Sometimes it's just a feeling in your body, like you feel tight when you think about one option.
And you feel open when you think about another.
Yes. Okay, let's make it funny again for a second, because this is getting deep.
We need a joke break.
Have you noticed that when you're lost in life, suddenly everyone on the internet is a life coach?
Everyone. And they all talk like they know you personally.
Yes. If you're seeing this, it's a sign.
Stop scrolling. This is your wake-up call.
You need to hear this.
And then it's like, drink water.
And buy the expensive water bottle.
Exactly. And it's not that water is bad. Water is great. But it's not the full solution to your life.
Right. So let's do something that actually helps. A small experiment. Because people like action.
A small experiment is perfect. Because experiments don't need perfection.
Here's the experiment. Pick one decision you're overthinking.
It can be small, like, do I go out tonight or stay home? Or bigger, like, do I apply for that job?
And then do this. Imagine you already chose option A. It's done. How do you feel?
Not what you think, what you feel.
Exactly. Then imagine you chose option B. How do you feel?
Sometimes your body tells you the truth before your mind does.
And this is not magic. It's just information.
Yes, it's data, emotional data.
Okay, I want to share a personal example that's small, but it shows the idea. I used to say yes to everything socially. Every invite, every plan, every event.
Because you didn't want to disappoint people?
Exactly. And also because I thought being busy meant I was doing life correctly.
That's such a modern trap.
It is. But then I noticed something. After some plans, I felt good. After other plans, I felt drained before I even went.
Like pre-tired.
Yes, pre-tired. And I realized my inner compass was trying to tell me something simple. I need more quiet time. Not because I hate people, because I need space.
That's a really healthy realization.
And the change wasn't dramatic. I didn't disappear. I just started saying, not tonight. And at first it felt scary, because I thought people would judge me.
And did they?
Most people didn't care. They were like, okay. And the world didn't end.
That's the funny part. We imagine a disaster, and then reality is calm.
Exactly. So sometimes your inner compass is not saying, change everything. It's saying, adjust something.
Small adjustments are powerful.
And if you do enough small adjustments, your life starts feeling more like yours.
Okay, let's talk about another reason people lose their compass. They don't trust themselves.
Yes, because maybe they made a bad choice before.
Or they listened to themselves once and it didn't work out perfectly.
And then they think, my compass is broken.
But a compass doesn't promise easy roads. It just points.
That's good. It points. It doesn't remove risk.
Exactly. And also, sometimes the lesson is in the bad choice. You learn what you don't want.
Which is still direction.
Yes, it's still information.
Okay, wait. I want to do one of those so basically moments because I think this matters. So basically, the goal is not to find the perfect path. It's to stop living on autopilot.
That's it. Autopilot is the enemy of the inner compass.
Because autopilot is just other people's expectations plus your fear.
And your calendar.
And your calendar.
Okay, can we make this more practical with a few everyday compass moments? Like small scenes.
Yes, little moments where you can practice listening.
Scene 1. You finish work and you want to relax. Your phone says, scroll. Your body says, rest.
And your compass might say, go for a walk, or take a shower, or call someone you actually like.
Someone you actually like is important.
Scene 2. You get invited to something. You feel pressure to say yes.
But inside, you feel tired.
And your compass might say, not tonight, or yes, but for 1 hour. You can set boundaries.
Scene 3. You're about to buy something online.
The algorithm is like, you need this.
And your inner compass is like, do you really? Or are you just bored?
Board shopping is real.
Very real. And then the package arrives and you're like, why did I buy this?
And then you need another episode about minimalism.
Exactly. Everything connects.
Okay, bigger scene. You're thinking about a career move.
Here the noise gets intense.
People say, be practical, be realistic, Don't take risks.
And sometimes that's good advice.
Yes, but sometimes it's fear wearing a suit.
Fear and business casual.
Exactly. So the compass question becomes, what kind of life am I building? Not just what job title do I want?
And the answer might be, I want calm. I want growth. I want more time. I want to feel proud.
Those are valid answers.
And then you can make a smaller step. You don't have to jump off a cliff. You can explore. You can talk to people. You can take a class. You can apply to one role.
That's important because people think following your compass means making one big dramatic decision.
But it can be quiet. It can be slow. It can be a series of small moves.
Okay, now I want to address something that sounds silly, but it's real. Sometimes people don't know what they want because they're exhausted.
Yes, when you're tired, everything feels wrong.
And then you think, I'm lost. But maybe you're just tired.
That's such a key point. If you're depleted, your compass signal is weak.
So part of finding your direction is taking care of your energy.
Sleep, food, movement, breaks.
Not in a preachy way, in a realistic way.
Because if you're running on zero, you can't hear anything.
Okay, I want to share a tiny trick that helped me. It's very simple. I started asking myself, what do I want more of this week? Not in my whole life, just this week.
That's a great question because it's small enough to answer.
Exactly. And my answers were things like more calm mornings, more time without my phone, more movement, more cooking at home.
And then you can choose one small action that matches that.
Yes, if I want more calm mornings, I don't schedule something at 7 a.m. That's it.
That's a compass move.
A tiny compass move.
Okay, mini checkpoint. Your inner compass isn't a big dramatic voice. It's small signals. And you build trust by following small signals consistently.
That's perfect.
And it gets easier, because once you listen a few times, you start believing yourself.
And you stop needing everyone's approval.
That's the dream.
It is.
Okay, before we wrap, let's talk about the fear of choosing wrong. Because that fear is what keeps people stuck.
Yes, people want a guarantee.
And there is no guarantee, but there is something else. You can handle outcomes.
Exactly. Even if it's not perfect, you can recover.
Recovery again. It's the theme of life.
So if you choose and it's not perfect, you learn, you adjust, you recalculate.
The GPS comes back. Recalculate.
And that's not failure. That's living.
Okay, last question for you, Sarah. When do you feel most connected to your inner compass?
Honestly, when I'm away from noise, when I take a walk without a podcast, when I write a little, when I'm not rushing, that's when I can hear myself.
That makes sense. For me, it's when I stop trying to impress anyone, when I ask, if no one was watching, what would I choose? That question is uncomfortable, but it's honest.
That's a powerful question. If no one was watching.
Because a lot of our choices are performance.
And your inner compass doesn't care about performance.
It cares about peace.
Okay, so if you're listening and you feel a little lost right now, here's a calm ending, not a dramatic ending. You don't need to figure out your whole life today.
You just need one small compass move.
One small choice that feels more like you.
And maybe 5 minutes less noise.
5 minutes less noise is a big deal.
It really is.
All right, thanks for spending time with us on the Build Your English podcast. Catch you in the next episode.
And until then, if your phone tells you to change your whole life tonight, maybe just drink water and go to sleep. Bye, everyone.